Hello. If you've ever set a goal to change a habit, to get fit, to be less stressed, to learn a new skill, and found yourself weeks later right back where you started, you're not alone. You're not lazy or undisciplined. You've likely just fallen into one of three powerful psychological traps. These traps are hardwired into our brains. They're not flaws. They're features that helped our ancestors survive. But in the modern world, they often work against us. Understanding them is the first step to disarming them. So, let's dive into the three big ones. Trap 1. The devil you know bias, the status quo trap. Our brains are wired to prefer the familiar over the unfamiliar, even when the familiar is bad for us. Think of your brain as having two pilots, an ancient automatic one and a modern conscious one. The automatic pilot is in charge 95% of the time. Its main job is to conserve energy and keep you safe. It loves routines and habits because they are predictable and don't require much thought. Change, by definition, is a journey into the unpredictable. To your primitive brain, unpredictable is another word for dangerous. Here's how it traps you. You're unhappy in your job, but you stay. Why? Because the misery of your current job is a known misery. The alternative, a new job, a new boss, new responsibilities, is an unknown misery. Your brain screams, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. It massively overestimates the potential pain of change and underestimates the pain of staying the same. It's not a logical choice. It's a biological one. Your brain is trying to protect you from a perceived threat. So, you stay in the bad relationship, the unhealthy habit, the dead-end routine. The comfort of the familiar is a powerful, invisible cage. Pause for a moment to let that sink in. Trap 2. The bear in the office problem, the amygdala hijack. We wait for a big, emotional crisis to force us to change, but most change needs to happen when things are calm. Imagine you're a caveman and you see a bear. Your brain's alarm system, the amygdala, sounds the alarm. It floods your body with stress chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline. This is the fight or flight response. It's fantastic for outrunning a bear. It's terrible for making thoughtful, long-term decisions. Now, fast forward to today. Your bears are different. An angry email from your boss, a credit card bill, a fight with your partner. Your brain still treats them like literal bears. It triggers the same alarm system. Here's how it traps you. You only try to eat healthy after the doctor gives you a scary health warning. You only try to get your finances in order after a massive, unexpected bill. You're relying on a crisis, a bear, to motivate you. But here's the problem. The stress state is a terrible state for learning and building new, sustainable habits. You're panicked, short-sighted, and just trying to make the pain go away. As soon as the crisis passes, the motivation disappears, and you slide back to your old ways. Lasting change requires a calm, focused brain, not one that's running from a bear. Pause for a moment. Trap 3. The I am my story lock, the identity trap. We confuse our behaviors with our identity, which makes changing a behavior feel like a threat to who we are. We all tell ourselves stories about who we are. I'm not a morning person. I'm just bad with money. I'm the disorganized one in the family. These aren't just statements. They're identities. They become part of our self-concept. Here's how it traps you. When you try to change a behavior that's tied to one of these stories, you aren't just changing a habit. You're attacking a core part of your identity. If you've always said, I'm not an athlete, then going for a run isn't just difficult. It feels wrong. It feels like you're being inauthentic. Your brain resists this internal conflict, and you'll likely quit, not because the run was hard, but because it threatened the story you tell about yourself. The thought process is, a person like me doesn't do things like this. And so you don't. You remain locked in by the story of who you think you are. Conclusion, a quick way out. So, to recap, the three traps are: 1. The devil you know bias. Your brain prefers a bad familiar over a good unfamiliar. 2. The bear in the office problem. You wait for a stressful crisis to motivate you, which is the worst time to build good habits. 3. The I am my story lock. You resist change because it feels like an attack on your identity. The way out isn't about more willpower. It's about strategy. Asterisk 4 Trap 1. Make change incredibly small and non-threatening. Instead of run a marathon, try walk for 5 minutes. This doesn't trigger the brain's alarm bells. Asterisk 4 Trap 2. Make decisions and build habits when you are calm. Schedule your gym session on a Sunday evening, not in the panic of a Monday morning. Asterisk 4 Trap 3. Change your story. Stop saying, I am messy. Start saying, I am the kind of person who puts one thing away when I'm done with it. You're not changing who you are. You're just taking a new action that proves a new story. You are not broken. You're just up against some ancient wiring. Now that you know the traps, you can start to build a path around them.